You've heard me talk a lot about consumer cellular, and there's a good reason. You can switch carriers, save money every month, and still get the same reliable coverage. Here's why I made the switch. Consumer cellular uses the same towers as the big carriers, so you're not sacrificing quality to pay less. And when you call consumer cellular, you just don't get pushed to a robot or told to use an app. You speak with a real person, someone knowledgeable, right here in the U.S. No bots, no scripts, no hassle. The best part, you don't pay extra to speak to a human being, like some big carriers are doing now. So whether you make the switch online, over the phone, or in one of their stores, you'll always work with a real person. Make the switch today and get $25 off at consumercellular.com/Kim. And if you're over 50, get one line of unlimited talk, text, and data for only $35. Plus, get an additional $5 off for the first 5 months. That's consumercellular.com/Kim, consumercellular.com/Kim. Right now, about 1 out of every 10 TSA agents is calling out during the partial government shutdown. Wait times in hubs like Phoenix and Atlanta have reached 5 hours. Because of the chaos, the official TSA website isn't even tracking times anymore. With official wait times offline, here's your game plan. Download the Q Sensor app. It has the Add Your Time button so travelers in line can report real wait times by terminal. Check there before you ever leave for the airport. Another great app, Kayak. You know it for cheap flights, but its airport travel assistant bypasses the broken TSA website. It pulls data directly from local airport sensors and real-time travel reports. And if your airline offers touchless ID, just use it. Those biometric lanes are moving while everyone else is standing still. Get my free weekly AI newsletter at splashofai.com. Next up, a call for my weekend show, The Kim Komando Show. Enjoy! You know that little slip of plastic in your wallet? It's your driver's license. And it's not only an ID, it's a goldmine for data brokers. State DMVs across the country are making millions selling your personal info, names, addresses, accident records, even court history, to companies you've never heard of. And it's not only ads. Data brokers mix your DMV info with your shopping habits, credit profiles, and social media activity to build a complete profile on you. Some use it to sell you stuff. Others use it to judge your risk for insurance or even jobs. That's where Incogni comes in. They automatically remove your private information from hundreds of these data brokers, including the ones using your DMV records without your knowledge. With Incogni's unlimited plan, you get complete coverage. And if you spot your details anywhere else online, simply send them the link and their experts get it taken down. Right now, you can lock in 60% off with my exclusive deal at privacykim.com. Go to privacykim.com right now and start protecting your privacy today. That's privacykim.com.
This episode is brought to you by Focus Features. Would you let AI pilot your plane, raise your child, decide your future? On March 27th, Focus Features presents The AI Doc, or How I Became an Apocalyptimist. Critics and audience at the Sundance and Southwest Film Festivals call it the most urgent movie of our time. The AI Doc, or How I Became an Apocalyptimist, rated PG-13. Only in theaters March 27th.
Byron in Portsmouth, New Hampshire, welcome aboard. Glad to have you with us.
Oh, good afternoon. How are you doing today, Kim?
Wonderful, wonderful. You have a great voice, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
So I understand that you are a professional pilot?
That's correct. I fly for an airline. And I was listening to your show and read your article on AI for aircraft, and I responded to it because I find it very concerning. I don't think I'd get on one of those.
Well, we're talking about planes that don't have any human pilots, right?
Exactly. Yes.
But there's a guy or gal on the ground that's controlling it, kind of like a joystick. I remember reading your note because I was astounded by the number of hours of flight time that you have. 30,000. That's incredible.
Well, I started when I was 14 years old. I sold a glider.
Oh, did you?
And I came out of high school with my flight instructor certificates. I was a little motivated. I enjoyed it way too much.
Wow. And so what is your concern?
I've seen way too many computer issues and it just takes a little anomaly. You get, bad electron going through or whatever, power interruption, other things. And I've had communication errors as well along the way, both with voice and with some of the newer, like our CPDLC, the controller pilot data links, and other more advanced communication systems where we revert back to basically an HF radio.
Wow.
And then things happen. It's not perfect. It's a man-made machine. Having two cognitively aware pilots up there that can analyze situations as they come along and solve it and make a good execution that gets you on the ground safely.
For sure.
That's more important. And doing it remotely, you lose a lot. What if the data feed is down? What if you're not getting all of the information? And there's more to it than just reading a gauge. It's looking at the overall picture along with the feel of the aircraft. And that tells a lot, as well as everything else, especially when you're using the flight controls and, understanding how the airplane is responding directly, both with the instrumentation and visually looking out the window.
So have you ever run into an emergency situation while you're flying?
Oh, yeah, a few.
And
all those years, yeah, I've had a few.
And so which one comes to mind that if it was somebody on the ground with a joystick that you're like, there's no way that ever would have survived?
This was an older airplane. I was flying an F-27, and we were out going just Detroit over to Erie, Pennsylvania. Very quick flight, very short. Fortunately, it was a nice night, but all of the entire electrical system on the airplane went blank. Everything died. We had no lights.
Oh, gosh.
I had no instrumentation. I'm now looking out the window and using the horizon to keep us level. We didn't have any radios. The airplane was dead, and we started hunting. Flashlights came out. The first officer was out. He's looking at the circuit breakers in the back. We were trying to figure out how could everything go bad. And in about 10 minutes, it came back. And everything, the horizons didn't work. They'd spun down, and the gyros don't work that well then. But we were able to successfully go into Erie. We were pretty close. And the airplane sat there for 3 days as they tracked down the problem with maintenance. They tore the airplane apart. And they did find it finally, and they got it repaired. But, imagine if that's your data link to that aircraft.
Gosh.
And, yeah, everything goes blank, And the airplanes, they work a lot, and they're in a very extreme environment at times. We're going up where, you've got
storms.
With the weather and everything. And there's, again, visually asserting. The radar is one aspect of looking at getting around the weather. But you're also looking and seeing how it's growing, what it looks like, the movement, and the radar may or may not give you the total picture. You've got to, again, be looking. And, we can do it in the clouds, and I've done that before, too. But it's not as good. And, you start getting those ripples and the feeling as you're approaching, and you go, okay, this is a little too close. You don't get that sitting in an office with a joystick.
Yeah, no, it's just, I guess my husband's a flight instructor, and he's actually started with gliders too, by the way. And, I'm in a plane probably, I bet you I'm in a plane at least once every 2 weeks. And, I've been in where they've lost an engine, and it's, I would never get in a plane that was fully automated. I just wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
It's just...
No, it's crazy.
Yeah. Now, what about a self-driving car, real quick? Yes or no?
It doesn't have the same, it's not in a 3D environment. I'm a little trepidatious. A friend of mine has a Tesla, and I've ridden with him using the auto drive.
Oh, that doesn't work.
And
that doesn't work.
No, it doesn't work at all. Oh my God.
I've
turned down the self-driving taxis when we've been in cities and we call for a cab and it shows up with nobody in it. It's like, no, I'm not doing this.
I'll stick to a stinky Uber with the guy who wants to have a conversation.
I'll walk.
Or I'll walk. Hey, Byron, thanks for coming on the show and giving us your perspective as a pilot. Let me tell you something. 30,000 hours is huge, okay? A commercial airline pilot probably retires with 20,000 or 25,000 hours. So, having a gentleman here with that type of expertise really does make a difference as far as his opinions go, because he knows what's going on. Hey, want to stay in the tech know without wasting your time? Join nearly 1 million folks who get my free newsletter, The Current, where you see the latest in tech in just 5 minutes every single day. You're just going to love it. It has a 5 out of 5 star rating over on Trustpilot. Sign up right now at getkim.com. That's getkim.com.
Starting a business can seem like a daunting task, unless you have a partner like Shopify. They have the tools you need to start and grow your business. From designing a website to marketing to selling and beyond, Shopify can help with everything you need. There's a reason millions of companies like Mattel, Heinz, and Allbirds continue to trust and use them. With Shopify on your side, turn your big business idea into... Sign up for your $1 per month trial at shopify.com/special offer.